Good day, everyone. Micah here. I thought it would be a good idea to spend some time going over a few things. I wanted to start a little bit of educational videos so that everyone has a deeper and better understanding of everything that's happening with the company. Now, I know that there's a lot of people that you just don't have time to absorb all this content. You want to get to the core of things quickly because you have a schedule, you got kids, you got work. So it's hard to keep up with things. I understand that, but we're going to put out the information and hopefully there's time for you, the investor, to set aside some time, understand what we're doing on a deeper level, understand the complexity of this project, the real meaning of this project, the impact that this could have on your life, on maybe throughout the world. Since I started working with blockchain and the technology around that, I've always seen that this has an amazing opportunity for making things better. And one of those reasons is transparency, efficiency, and the capacity that this system has to make things more fair, to prevent sometimes corruption in many ways. So let's dive into things so we can kind of dig into what is it that Miracle Cash is doing that's different? What is it that we're doing that really sets us apart from other companies? So what I want to do first is I'd like to actually go into Phoenic. The journey with Phoenic is started with a utility token. Along the way, we saw so many different opportunities to make that token a much more valuable asset for everyone who's involved in this project. When we started off, Phoenic Token was really just a utility token. What is a utility token? Well, it's a token that has a purpose, something that you need the token for. So because we are an exchange and we have fees on transactions, as we would grow that exchange, the customers who had a need to make transactions on our exchange, whether that be that they're purchasing some Bitcoin or Ethereum with their local currency, or they're switching from one token to another, there are fees there. So part of the effort would be to, if the customer uses our token in that transaction, then that'll make that transaction cost them less. So if it normally would cost them, say, $5 to do the transaction, if they use Phoenic, we can save them half of that, like $2.50, for instance. Also, using Phoenic in the point of sale transactional system, so purchasing something from a retailer, now when we do that, we can save the commission by using paper money. And so we don't have to pay the Visa and MasterCard system for the service of using a plastic card. Same way you can use Phoenic in the transaction for a crypto transaction. So it may not seem like a big deal, but if someone's purchasing a car or a high-end watch, and the watch is like $10,000 and the fee is 2%, then the fee for doing that is $200. Well, what if you can, instead of paying with USDT, you choose to pay with Phoenix and you save that $200 fee? So many ways to use this token to save money. But then we saw that there was more ways to enhance the value of that token. We just started a real estate project called Miracle Estate, and we're incorporating using Phoenix to buy real estate with a much, much deeper discount. It's a very unique model where our first project, we're discounting real estate down to 40% below market. So we're reducing the price of the real estate by 40% by using Phoenix. So that's an additional utility involved. Then we also added Web3 and having the Web3 revenue being paid out in Phoenix. And so also that Web3 revenue is also tied into purchasing Phoenix and destroying Phoenix. So why would you destroy Phoenix? Well, the float for the coin has everything to do with the value of each token. So if you reduce the amount of coins that are in circulation, then those coins that are left will have an increased value because there's less coins in the market. So how then do you look at this and understand from a perspective of how a coin operates and what the profile of the coin is? So everyone can understand that different coins have different total supply. So if we were to look at, pull up another. Let's just do this properly so I don't mess this up. Okay. There are some things to look at here that will give the full understanding of the token. So if we can go down to maybe Avalanche, for instance. So this is CoinGecko.com. It has all of the different coins that are in the market. And you see that each page has 100 coins. And there's 147 pages right now. So that tells us there's, close to 15,000 coins that are shown here on CoinGecko. Now, this default setting is on market cap. So what is market cap? Let's look at market cap. So Avalanche price per coin is $23.15. And then you go down here, you see that makes the market cap 9,375,874,095. Now, how do you get that number? Well, look at this number. It's called circulating supply. Circulating supply are how many tokens are out in the market, either with some individual or maybe also sitting in some wallets for the creator of the coin but essentially it means that those tokens could be sold today. Now, depending on how many of these tokens, how many sellers there are, and also depending on how many buyers there are on any given day, this price fluctuates accordingly. So when you have a lot of sellers and not a lot of buyers, then this price will go down. Now, you look at the stability of the coin by looking at the volume of trading going on. It's the reach, it's the interest, it's the strength, I could say, of the coin. You'll see that in the trading volume. So in the last 24 hours, Avalanche has been bought and sold at this volume, which is 304,553,039. So that's how much dollar value has been shifting hands in the last 24 hours. So that is a lot of changing hands. So for instance, if someone has $1 million worth of Avalanche that they're ready to sell, and they want to try to get $23.16 for it, selling $1 million worth would only be 1 million out of 304.5 million. So you may not even see a big fluctuation in the price from that $1 million worth of Avalanche, should that person go to the market and want to sell that in one big event. And that has everything to do with this trading volume. So if you're looking at a coin and you see that it's increased by 200 or 300% in a day, the first thing you want to do is look at the trading volume to see what and how that 200 to 300% happen. Now, the less trading volume you have, and the more coins are going to the market to be either sold or bought, the more impact it will have on the price. So if you had only $10 million in trading volume, for instance, here with Avalanche, and someone would come and sell 1 million on a given day during a short period of time, then you wouldn't be able to get $23 per coin for that 1 million coins. What would happen is, as you went to sell it, for every 100,000 you sold, maybe the price would dip by $2. And once you've done selling that 1 million coins, you may only get $10 for the last 100,000 coins that you sell, because the volume doesn't support the amount of money that this person's trying to get, or the amount of coins he's trying to sell or she's trying to sell to the market. So low volume, a high seller or a high buyer will impact the price tremendously. One buyer could double the price of the coin, and one seller could reduce the price of a coin by 50%. So volume is everything when it comes to price and really how much value you hold in your coins. And I'll maybe show some of that. There's actually math that you can do that will give an estimate as to, if you sold $10,000 worth of coin with this volume, then the price would be reduced by X. So there's math that you can do to show what happens depending on the volume, the market cap, the circulating supply. Okay. So how then do you get the market cap? You take circulating supply, 404 million. $898,899 times $23.24. Then you get your 9,375,000,000. Now mine is showing 9,409,000,000. So maybe the math is updated periodically here. So as the price changes, these numbers don't change live. Maybe there's every hour it changes or something like that. But that is how you get circulating supply. Then you look at circulating supply, and then you look at max supply. So there's 404 million avalanche sitting or out there in the market that could be sold today. But you have a total max supply of 720 million coins. And that means that over 300 million coins are sitting locked in a smart contract and cannot be sold today. Then those coins also have rules and a schedule for when those coins can hit the market. So if you had an event where 100 million coins is unlocked, then possibly, depending on who's holding those 100 million, as that event approaches, investors start getting nervous because they don't know whether or not that new 100 million would end up being sold in the market and then reducing the price of Avalanche as a result. So the rules of this is in the white paper. The white paper will tell the story of, okay, there's 720 million, but there's 404 million that are in circulation. What about that other 300 million? When is that going to be added to this coin? Because when that 300 million goes into circulation, market cap will increase. And of course, that would possibly affect the price. And if you're holding the coin, you don't want the price to be reduced, because then the value of what you hold is reduced. Okay, so now that we know and understand this, if we look at Phoenic, so Phoenic, when we first launched Phoenic, just like any other token, it will have minimal volume, a minimal reach, because we were still developing the project and the coin, and most of what we had planned and are planning to do had not been implemented yet. Our initial volume was very low. Now, here's one thing I want to point out. Market cap at 9 billion is making Avalanche one of the top coins in the market. And when we look at Phoenic, we see market cap at 0, but we have what's called the fully diluted market cap, which is at $764 million. So if you took all of Phoenic and you took the 5.5 billion supply times price, you get 764 million. For a new coin to not have the market cap and to have the fully diluted valuation, you're going to look at this as the market cap, because all of the 5.5 billion are unlocked, available to sell to the market today. Now, if you have, today was low volume for us, so we're usually We've been over 1.5 million. From day to day, we're coasting around 1 million to 1.5. We've been over 2 million, which is a decent volume for a very young project. There is people buying and selling on a daily basis to the tune of $1 million to $2 million a day. However, if you're looking at fully diluted market cap, we could say that the volume is low if you're looking at this number. So these two numbers, this shows, I would say, it's not strength. Because of this number is so high, this doesn't represent strength. So if someone had, $50,000 worth of Phoenix and went to the market to sell, then probably you're going to see a price that goes, 15, 20% down. You could see that. But if someone has, $20,000, $30,000 worth of buying power and they want to buy up Phoenix, we could see Phoenix go to 18, 19 cents on just, $20,000, $30,000 worth of buying. So volume is everything. Volume will tell you how strong the coin is. You could be sitting on $1 million worth of Phoenix, but if there's only $1 million worth of Phoenix being traded in a day, that $1 million going to the market today would for sure bring Phoenix price down a lot, because it's supply demand, purest form of supply demand, very, very transparent. Everything is shown, everything is fully researchable. That's what's great about the blockchain. That's what's great about crypto. So we had an event where all of Phoenix coins were lowered from 111 billion down to 5.5 billion. And when you tell that story, what's great is people do not have to believe that story. They can simply copy the smart contract. They can go to btcscan.org and input that smart contract. Sorry, I was on the wrong scan. BSC scan. Here we go. All right. So bscscan.com. That's where you can now look at everything when it comes to Phoenix right now. So we see here that you have 5.555 billion Phoenix. You have close to 5,000 wallets. There's been 310,737 activities. Now here you can see the activities, buys, sends, sells, anything that happens with Phoenix is recorded on this ledger. The beautiful blockchain ledger, it goes back all the way to day one. So there's 4,000 here, and it shows everything that's happened with this coin from day one up to current. So people have been trying to say that things that we've done are not things that we've done. Well, everyone can see what's been done. So when everyone's coins were compressed 20 to 1, it meant not just everyone who had bought Phoenix, it was also the company's coins all reduced down to less coins. So there was, say, 17 billion coins that had been purchased. And of course, when you reduce the float from 111 to 5.5 billion, there's no way that you can send the buyers 17 billion when you only have 5.555 billion tokens. So everything got reduced. And when things are reduced, the value per coin or the value, potential value in each token is 20 times of what it would be at the original total supply at 111 billion. Now, all of that goes into the 5.5 billion. Now, if we click here on holders, we can see where those tokens are. There's one wallet that holds 5.520926 and change of tokens. That represents 99.38% of all tokens are still with the creator, Phoenic, the Phoenic company. Then you have a great deal in the exchange MEXC. There's another big amount. I believe this is CoinStore. Then you have a couple other high holders here. This could be buyers in PancakeSwap that have purchased considerable amounts, but in relationship to the total amount, it's not a big number. You know, these are 0.0061%. So you see that this one wallet holds most, but this wallet, it's not locked coins. They are open to the market and could be brought to the market. And because you have such a huge amount of coins that are unlocked, it does impact the trust and the attractiveness of the project for a buyer to come in and buy, because they know that possibly these coins could be sold tomorrow and the coin could decrease in value by a lot. So this is one area that we are addressing with the vesting smart contract, which is coming up here in the next few days. Then if we go to analytics, this is the analytics of the coin. One second here. So you have all the different tabs here that shows transfers of Phoenic from different wallets to new wallets. You see this big event here, 90 million Phoenic transferred. You see another, I think it was 90 billion. You see another big transfer here of 5 billion Phoenic. You have transfer count, different events here, unique receivers. So when you understand these metrics, you can do a lot of analysis on Phoenic. But this is the proof here that we went from 111 billion down to 5.555 billion Phoenic. So total supply reduced by 95%. Okay. So as we were looking at holders, we see that this is a wallet, and so most of these coins will go into a lock, which means that they can't be sold tomorrow. And then when that happens, total supply and max supply will change. So total supply will be reduced by more than 5 billion. And you will get circulating supply. Well, no, total supply, max supply, same thing. Circulating supply will end up here, and it will be less than 1 billion in circulation. And then the math on that will happen here. So you take circulating supply times price, and then you get price here. Then you are able to really see what this coin is compared to other coins. Because you have market cap over here. Bitcoin is over 1 trillion. Ethereum, 303 billion. You got BNB at 77 billion. Solana, 64 billion. So if you wanted to buy all Solana, you need $64 billion to buy all Solana. And as you look at these market caps, you see just tremendous amount of value sitting in these coins. Now, also, one has to understand in this market, or in the crypto space, these numbers are very easily changing. And you can see here that Polkadot in one day reduced price by almost 10%, which means hundreds of millions of dollars in value reduced in 24-hour time span. Why does that happen? Well, basically, it's more people wanting to sell the coin than wanting to buy the coin. Now, because this has been a project that's been in existence for a long time, you have trading volume of $135 million in the last 24 hours. You have 1.4 billion in circulating supply. You have just a little bit more in total supply. You have a market cap at 6 billion. Fully diluted valuation, 6.4 billion. And so these numbers are very close because most of Polkadot is sitting already in wallets. The strength of these projects when the coins are already in people's wallets is that most people that are holding Polkadot don't have that much profit. They may have 10%, they may be in a deficit, maybe they bought higher and right now it's lower. And you have a pretty balanced buyer and seller profile because there isn't people sitting with Polkadot who are up by 1,000%. You know, they bought it for 1,000, now it's worth 10,000. The more increase in value you have, the more tempted the seller will be to sell. You know, so if you invested in a token, you put $500 in there, and then you look and it's worth $10,000, then you're going to have more people wanting to take profit than if they're up by $100. They bought it for 600, 500. Now it's valued at 600. That means if they sell, they make $100 profit. Not as exciting as when there's $1,000 profit, $10,000 profit. That's the higher the coin goes, the higher the profit goes, the more temptation there is to take profit, and the more people will go and sell. And the more people that go and sell, again, it impacts the price of the coin. So if everybody's sitting and looking at, oh my God, I invested or I bought the coin with $1,000 worth, now it's worth $30,000. you're going to have a whole lot of people that will run to the market to sell their token, and then there goes that price. So when you have a pre-sale and you have coins that have been locked up, and then you release all of those coins at the same time into the market, again, selling pressure means token price will reduce because everyone has the same idea all at the same time, and you don't have enough people with the opposite idea buying at that particular time, and then you have tokens that go down in value. We've seen this with Bitcoin so many times in a history, and that's the longest history to point to. Here you have in the last 24 hours, it's fluctuating between a high of 61 and a low of 58.7. So buyers and sellers competing, battling for gains. When someone buys, it means they think it's going to go higher. So the people that bought here, they thought it was going to go to 62. The people that sold here, they said, well, I think this is it. I think it's going to come down after that. And again, the sellers were right at 61. Sellers at 61 were right. Now sellers at 58 were wrong because just an hour later or so, it's at 59. So that goes on every single day, every minute of the day, every day of the week, every day of the year. So if we look at history on Bitcoin, we can see here, buyers here were right. Sellers here were wrong because you had this happen. And look at August. This is when I got involved in crypto, by the way. I was buying somewhere around 400. So buyers are absolutely right. Buy, buy, buy. You should buy here. You should buy here. And then when this happens and it goes up to, your 19,000, all of this happened. It's called euphoria. A lot of people buying, 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 buying. But then once it goes up here, you had people who said, okay, well, that's crazy. We've seen this price run from $650 July of 2016, and then you got December 2017 at 19,000. So people were selling. So the buyers here were wrong. The sellers were right, because after that, you saw Bitcoin go all the way back down to about $3,800. And that's over a whole year. Depression, people are not happy. It's really a sad time for Bitcoin during these times. Then again, price action happens. People are buying. Buyers here, right? Buyers up here, wrong. Retracts again, and then we have a huge run. 63,000. Sharp decline. A run up again. 64. 65, 67. Then again, a long time of retraction, uncertainty, and then we've sort of peaked here, and we don't know where we go from here. Who's right, who's wrong? Short term, we don't know. But if you see the history of Bitcoin, you see that buying should be done here in these low times. Selling should be done in the high times, and having a strategy. However, whoever bought here, still holding today, are the real winners. Anyone buying low and just hold are the winners, because it seems like even though Bitcoin goes down, it continues to go up, and it's continued to reach new all-time highs. So What's a good strategy on Bitcoin? Buy, I don't know, $100 a month, $200 a month, $50 a month, but buy and consistently buy. And I think you should never sell Bitcoin. So what are we doing? Well, we're changing the profile of the coin. Most of these Phoenix will be locked away. We will end up with a market cap a lot lower than the fully diluted at 750 million. And as a result of that, we believe we will have an incredible price action on Phoenix. This is not investment advice by any means. This is just a plan and a strategy that we're doing, and we have all of that ready to go. What's the other thing that gives Phoenix its value? Well, we have, let me do this real quick. We have various projects. One is the Web3 miracle. Okay. So we have an application that's launching called Leveler. Leveler is a commercial product for end users all over the world to be able to trade with liquidity, with leverage. And there will be commissions that will flow each and every day through our Phoenic token. And these platforms are very rich. When I say rich, I mean there's a lot of volume happening through these platforms in the world. Let's look at that really quick so that everyone can understand. You have exchanges. There's two kinds. There's centralized and decentralized. Leveler operates in the decentralized world of crypto trading, and it offers a service for people who are involved in that. That service helps these traders in a very unique way. So that is what's going to attract a great deal of them, because they can't trade with leverage and liquidity anywhere else. So it's an exciting thing for those who do that business, because it allows them to make more money with the money they have. So if we're looking at daily volume, it's in the billions. The decentralized exchanges they're tracking did 4.3 billion in trading in the last 24 hours. That number can fluctuate between 4.3 to 20 billion in a day. Here you have a crazy number, trading volume across the board in the trillions. I believe that number may not be super accurate, but it just tells the story that there's billions and billions of dollars of coins being traded on every single day. So if we get a very small percentage of that trading, then there's a couple of things that happen. So our dev team, let's look at this. This spreadsheet sort of talks a little bit about how the Leveler platform will be involved in buying Phoenix. One part of it is buying Phoenix to pay node owners with Phoenix that involves then a buying power coming from our application. There's another part of this revenue that goes to buying Phoenic and then destroying Phoenic. So we have 20% going towards buying Phoenic to destroy Phoenic, and there's 20% going towards buying Phoenic and paying that Phoenic as a commission to the node NFTs. Yeah, this is the wrong spreadsheet. Let me go to the other one. Sorry. We're going to start with Web3. So this is what we call Web3. So this is what shows commissions. Now, all commissions will be paid in Phoenic, and those who receive Phoenic can, of course, trade their Phoenic for another token like USDT, and then they can use that, maybe send that to a prepaid debit card and get local currency. We're looking at, from the very start, that we would have and achieve a volume of 50,000 per day in Phoenic. No, 50,000 today in revenue from Leveler. And then we're targeting to be able to get up to 100,000 a day within 3 to 6 months. That represents $3 million. 20% of that, that's per month then. 20% of that would be $600,000 going into buying Phoenic from the market. So there's a buying power there that's very attractive. And it's a big buyer of Phoenic. So on a daily basis, you have this money coming into the token. And every dollar that comes in, that's not just the market buyers and sellers, is a positive for the Phoenic price. We believe that over the next year or two, we can get up into the 200,000 to 400,000 a day to $1 million a day in Leveler revenue. And then that, of course, increases the buying power for the Phoenic tokens. So 20% goes towards nodes. So that's Phoenic buying power. Another 20% goes towards Phoenic buying power of buying Phoenic simply to destroy Phoenic. So again, the reason that's done is once you buy Phoenic, then of course that same Phoenic can be sold back into the market. But if you lock that Phoenic away, never to use it again, then all you have is a buying activity and a deflationary effect on the Phoenic token, because all those tokens are basically going away from the total supply. So you therefore help market cap in a way where you're reducing the market cap and making the profile of the token more attractive. So more people interested in buying the token, more people interested in holding on to Phoenic, to see Phoenic rise to higher prices in the future. And this data sheet is just showing volumes of percentages that we anticipate. Then we have Miracle Pay. Miracle Pay is also a way that Phoenic is being bought because there's commissions here from people buying products in retail stores and using crypto to purchase, because Miracle Pay will be a purchasing option in these stores. We just signed a contract with a merchant account processing company with 40 million customers. And so we anticipate, as we tie into that network of having hundreds of thousands, eventually millions of merchants offering for people to pay with crypto. One of those offerings will be if you pay with crypto using Phoenic, then your fee for the service is reduced. So then you have an influx of customers first wanting to hold on to Phoenic to use it as a payment coin, but then also the commissions to the nodes will be paid out in Phoenic. So that's another avenue for a demand on the token, buying Phoenic to pay out the commissions from Miracle Pay. And that helps Phoenic's value be realized over time. This company has 40 million customers, so we could be seeing hundreds of thousands of dollars flowing through Phoenic on a daily basis as a result of having success with Miracle Pay. And of course, when people are looking at a coin saying, well, where's this coin being used? What is the reason that this coin exists? Why would I want to hold on to this for future? Well, seeing these different applications where Phoenic is involved raises the attractiveness of what the future holds for our Phoenic token. So as we move closer to this event for Phoenic, where everything will change, we will actually launch a new contract. This will actually move Phoenic over onto the Avalanche chain, C chain, and we will have a brand new profile of the token. And as we do these things, we anticipate exciting price action on the coin. Again, this is not investment advice, but what I'm seeing is an exciting future for our Phoenic token. I believe that we can reach $1 and above very soon, and I believe that we will continue to increase the value of this project. Over time, I see our Phoenic token project as a very, very strong project because we're doing very smart, logical things with this project, and very unique things with this project, and competitive in the marketplace. To land a contract with a company that has 40 million customers that we can access speaks volumes for what we're doing as a company and how Phoenic plays a big part in that. So that will end today's overview of our Phoenic token project and understanding that better. Stay tuned for the rest of the information in regards to the vesting contract and everything that will be happening in the next few days. Thank you very much, and take care.